Welcome, gentle listener. I am Baldermort, and I wish to introduce you to the important figures in the Warhammer 40K universe. So, let us explore the history and influence of Prince Yriel, Autarch of Iyanden. Yriel is a throwback to an age of glory. More than any Autarch of the Eldar, Yriel is the epitome of the fire that rages within the Eldar soul. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Yriel is bold and dashing, and is like a force of nature as an Asuryani warrior should be. Where his fellow Autarchs may devise plans that are cautious and emphasize protection and the defraying of losses, Yriel is like a hero of old, so he takes the fight to chaos and any other foe with zeal and confidence. He has been censured before for his lack of caution and restraint, yet his list of successful campaigns attests his way of war, and it is unmatched among the present crop of warlords of the Asuryani. It is unknown how long this great light, this great hope of Iyanden will prosper and lead, for his time is most certainly limited due to his previous boldness. I shall now lean on existing wisdom to showcase this brilliant Eldar more. To quote, Prince Yriel, Autarch of Iyanden, High Admiral of the Eldritch Raiders and bastard son of the House of Ulthanesh, Prince Yriel is a consummate Asuryani commander. In his youth, despite his lack of years, he was chosen to walk the path of command, a level of trust that many speculated was unwarranted. Those who questioned the wisdom of Yriel's appointment soon felt vindicated. In a course of action that would drastically alter the course of his life, the young admiral led a bold attack against an encroaching chaos fleet that temporarily left Craftworld Iyanden all but unprotected. Although his victory over the scions of chaos was complete and overwhelming, Yriel earned bitter censure rather than accolades from those who had remained behind. Driven by pride, he became an outcast, vowing never to set foot on Iyanden again. When he left, his followers in the Craftworld Navy left with him. Under Yriel's leadership, they were to become the Eldritch Raiders, the galaxy's most feared corsair fleet. It is likely that Yriel would never have returned to the home that spurned him, had Iyanden not faced annihilation in the face of High Fleet Kraken. As the claws of Kraken dug deep into Iyanden's defences, the flame of the Craftworld's defiance was all but snuffed out, until the Corsair Prince led his raiders in a glorious return. In a daring series of strikes, Yriel won a titanic space battle that crushed the Tyrannid fleet before leading his warriors onto Iyanden's surface. There, Yriel drew the ill-fated Spear of Twilight from the shrine of Ulthanesh, a weapon so potent it curses the soul of any who wield it. With this weapon, he slew the Tyrannid leader beast, and in so doing vanquished the Horde. Yriel was later restored to admiralship of Iyanden's fleet. However, in saving his people, Yriel had seemingly doomed himself, for the spear is no mortal weapon, and cannot be abandoned. As he plies the stars and wins victory after victory in the name of his Craftworld, the deadly artifact slowly siphons the Autarch's very life energies. While he lacks the modesty and temperance of the majority of his peers upon the path of command, Yriel has proven himself time and again the best and brightest of all Iyanden's military leaders. When the world ship faced destruction by an immense Nurgle space hulk in the wake of Baltan's fracturing, it was Yriel's daring boarding action that broke the back of the invasion. For his heroic action, the Autarch paid the ultimate price. In the depths of that hellish vessel, Yriel fell in combat with the demon prince, Garagagagor. His plague-ridden corpse, cast into the void of space, was recovered by Iyanden's grief-stricken people, and it seemed the story of the wayward prince had reached its tragic conclusion. As fate would have it, however, there was one aboard the Craftworld with power over death itself, Yvraine, the prophet of Yriel. She took the Spear of Twilight and drove the weapon through Yriel's body, and in doing so revealed the ancient artifact to be one of the long-missing crone swords. The cursed blade transferred back a large proportion of the life force it had stolen from Yriel over the years, and the Autarch arose as one of the reborn. While his doom at the hands of the spear has only been forestalled by the event, he has been given back years of his life. It is well that it is so, for in such desperate times, Iyanden needs her favourite son more than ever. End quote. The light that burns twice as bright burns half as long. A human saying, but one that so perfectly describes the mighty Asuryani warrior. Yriel is a reflection of the fires that burn in the heart of all of his race, but he is the living embodiment of all that is fierce and yet noble in the Eldar, a true scion of the house of Ulthanesh. He has not consigned himself to the self-enforced mourning that has thrown a shroud over his entire race. More than this, he is now in his full power and has a direction that is not just that of survival, a crusade, one might call it. And what a mighty ally of that faction he now makes. But there is a danger that many of Iyanden and others in the Eldar race now feel. They see the shadow of arrogance. Some shy away from his light, feeling that like moths, their race and Yriel and the Inari's fire may burn them all to a crisp. Only time will tell if the shining fire of Yriel's heart will kindle a new verve and vigour in his Craftworld and the Asuryani at wide, or if he is a pathway back to the abyss and will drag his people with him. Gentle listener, I have been Baldermort, your faithful servant. If you have enjoyed my introduction to Yriel, then please consider liking and subscribing. I will be covering other heroes of the Eldar, along with, eventually, much of the Warhammer universe, and I would not want you to miss out.